Hey guys, welcome to Beck and Han, a podcast that I'm going to do with my friend Hannah, where we talk about music, maybe some pop culture, who knows, but we're going to meet and talk about the things that we want to talk about, and we hope that you guys will join us. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a formal intro into what this is about. So the first couple of episodes will be about childhood albums that, albums that got us into music. And each episode will be a different adventure. So I hope you guys come hang out and enjoy the show. And I'll just throw you guys right into the deep end, right in the middle of it. Enjoy.
Well, I figure on the first one, we probably have to explain a little bit about what we're doing.
Sure. Okay. Welcome to Beck and Han. This is a podcast where we talk about music and other crap that just comes up.
Han.
Oh, yeah, she's Han, I'm Beck.
short for short for Hananiah from the Bible.
And Beckaruski.
From your dad, probably.
Yeah, that's definitely a very dad nickname.
Anyway.
Okay, well, I guess should we get started? On this episode, we'll be talking about my childhood albums, at least a couple of them, not all of them, or we'd never leave.
So yeah. So the idea we're gonna talk about and through different albums that we listened to growing up, at least for now.
Right.
And we're starting with two from Rebecca, and there were two albums that I had never listened to all the way through.
Wow.
So it was my first time.
That'll be me next time with Taylor Swift. So.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Oh, I need to share my screen with. No, yeah, so you can hear my computer audio.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
This part has to.
Here, I'll share my Sony Vegas screen because I think that means it'll have audio.
Did you know Discord had a soundboard?
No, I did not. Where's that? Where is that?
I don't know. On the top of the call, there's a little thing that has a music note, and I clicked on it, and it says just sounds. How's a golf clap?
Well, that could be. You could react using the Discord soundboard.
The talk.
Okay, let me see. Let me see
Edit
if.
That out too.
Let me see. Let me just test this out and see if you can hear it. So I will play. Let's see. Where's my burning up clip? Here we go. Can you hear this at all?
It's pretty quiet, but I can hear it.
That's okay. As long as you can hear it, that doesn't matter. Oh wait, I can crank the volume up. Let's see. Oop. Come on.
Got it.
Okay, now let's see. It's deafening.
It's very loud.
Okay, we'll just turn it down. Okay. Anyways, so I guess we'll start with the Jonas Brothers first.
Jonas Brothers first?
Yeah, we'll do Jonas Brothers because that's technically the first album. I didn't buy it, but that I owned. I want to find this soundboard. I want to make
This was
sounds.
the first album that you owned.
Yes, the first album that I owned. I think I got it in oh, here's the soundboard. I think I got it in it came out in 2008. Let me pull it up on Spotify so I can sound like I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, so it came out in 2008. How did you receive it if you didn't buy it?
Well, I did. Okay, so my parents bought it for me.
Okay.
And back then, okay, so it's called A Little Bit Longer. Okay. Anyway, so it came out in 2008, and I don't remember when I got it, but I know I had to have it. I had it in 2008 because I had a PS2, and that's how I played it. So that's kind of fun.
You played it on your PS2?
I played it on my PS2. I'd call one of my childhood friends on the phone all the time, and I'd be like, "Guess what I'm listening to? I'm listening to the Jonas Brothers." But I was embarrassed to be a Jonas Brothers fan, so I wouldn't tell her it was the Jonas Brothers. I'd make her guess, and she'd be like, "I don't know. I only listen to metal." So.
And we were like 10 at this point.
Yeah, exactly. So 4th grade elitist, music elitist.
Okay, so Rebecca, tell me a little bit about this album, like in general. Like, what is? Because this isn't the first Jonas Brothers album. I was surprised to
No, it's
discover
the third.
because I was not a Jonas Brothers fan. My older sister liked them, so we had a poster on our wall. But I didn't really listen to their music.
Oh, I had so many
Um,
posters of them. I had a whole like half of my room was just Jonas Brothers posters that you get in like the teen magazines, but then
yeah.
also any other like picture from a magazine that had them on it, I cut it out and put it on the wall.
Okay, I did that in high school with Taylor Swift. So I can't even. Yeah, that sounds about right. Um,
um, but okay,
but
but
this
what's
is their third album.
yes, it's their third album. I this was my first introduction to them besides Year 3000 and like SOS or whatever. Um, and I don't know. I mean, I don't remember much about it. I just like I was a big fan, loved all the songs. I I do remember this. I'd be sitting there in my beanbag listening to my PS2, and I'd be like, "This is the heaviest stuff I've ever heard."
But it was the Jonas Brothers.
It's the Jonas Brothers. It's very pop rock, but I will say it does have a very polished sound, which you expect
Yes.
that from Disney. Um, but I really like the sound. I think it's a good sound overall.
That was something I noticed when I was listening to it earlier, was like, I don't love all of the stuff about it, but I do like the production is good
It is good.
on a lot of it.
It is, yeah. But one of the interesting things about this album for me is, so I got it and I had it on my PS2, and then I remember this story so vividly. It was like a year later because it was okay. You remember the how TVs used to get the local channels like without having cable or whatever,
Yep.
and then
Like Channel 2.
yeah, and then they stopped doing it, and you had to buy an antenna. Well, I remember it was that summer that they stopped doing it because my dad picked me up from like after school daycare or whatever. And he was like, "Rebecca, I've got a surprise for you. Look at the bottom of the floor, the floorboards." And I was like, "You bought me boxers?" I, I didn't notice the giant stereo that he had gotten me. Because
Oh,
like my dad and I both like music a lot, so we don't like the same music, but we like music a lot, and I think we both really respect it. And so he got me a stereo. I guess I didn't have to listen to it on my PS2 anymore. And the he got me the Jonas Brothers live album, which had come out like a year afterwards. Like I saw that live thing in like theaters and stuff. It was crazy, man. There was a line to get into the theater. But he got me that. But the first thing I listened to was this album on that stereo. So, and then every few years he bought me a new stereo to replace each stereo. So it's kind of cool.
it's really cool. And it's cool that this was the first album you listened to on it.
Exactly.
Wow. I didn't realize also that they had. Okay, I did know about the live thing because that's the one that Taylor Swift was on.
Sure, I don't know. I don't remember it.
She's on it, and they sing "Should Have Said No," and it's the most.
Interesting.
I'm looking at it on Spotify. It's got the most streams out of every song on it, and that is partly because her music wasn't on Spotify for a while, so we had Slim Pickets.
Oh, so you're very familiar with that song.
Yep, there are like 3 Taylor Swift songs from pre Taylor Swift on Spotify days that probably have more listens than the rest of them. For
Right,
me,
right.
which is unfortunate because they're not her 3 best songs. Anyway,
um.
um,
So yeah, I have a lot of I guess ties to this album, and I loved it as a kid. Like I said, it was like every song on that album was my jam. And then I listened to it now, and I was like, "Ooh, this is not good. I don't like this."
okay, so you had a much different reaction listening to it now as an adult.
Yes, I was not impressed that much. But I will say, I think the older I get, like, when I was a kid and it was like Jonas Brothers versus Hannah Montana, and I was like, ew, Hannah Montana? Gross. Jonas Brothers rule. And then I listen to the Jonas Brothers now, and I'm just like, nah, they don't do it for me. I don't like them.
And now, though, you liked them so much growing up.
Oh, yeah. It's still talked about within my family sometimes about how much I loved them. And when they got back together and they released Sucker, Rachel became like a huge Jonas Brothers fan for like a year. And I just remember sitting there like listening to it. I'm just like, first of all, Rachel, you can't call yourself a fan because you didn't listen to the OG stuff.
Right. You're not a real fan.
Yeah, you're not a real
I was
fan.
there before you.
But then, she'd like text me. She'd be like, they're going on tour. We should go see them. And I'm just like, oh, so now you go see them. But like, when I asked you to not tell my friends in 4th grade, you went and spilled the beans to everybody. And it was very embarrassing for little 10-year-old me. So I don't know. It's just funny how things like shift like that. But I don't think their music is good now. I don't like it that much. Except
No,
Burning Up. Burning Up's great.
Burning Up will always be good. But you don't like their like new music now, or their old music?
I don't like any of it. Well, okay.
Oh, okay.
I like Year 3000 and I like Burning Up. That's about it.
I like Sucker. I'm not gonna. I do not really like Year 3000.
I think I like Year 3000 just because it is so nostalgic. Like even my brother liked it at one point.
Yeah, it's kind of just we all listened to it back then. For
Exactly.
some reason.
Exactly. Like if I'm not gonna like play it, go out of my way to listen to it. But if it comes on, I'm gonna sing along.
That's kind of how I feel about Burning Up.
Oh yeah, same. Which my Spotify DJ, because I've listened to it recently enough. It's like, here's the Jonas Brothers, and I'm like, no, I don't want to listen to Burning Up again.
But I'm not gonna pass it because I have to hear it.
Burning Up, Burning Up. Oh here, wait, I'll play. I'll play
we
it.
gotta get to it.
Hold on, wait.
So yeah, let's get in.
But do you want to go like track by track? Because I don't have notes on every track, but I've got notes on most of them.
I have notes on a few. Yeah, on a bunch of them too. So we can go track by track and just see what we've got. If we don't have anything, that's okay.
Okay, I gotta pull it up.
Start with BB Good.
Oh my god, I loved this song as when I was a kid, and I listened to it, and I was just like, immediately, it was like instant regret.
What I wrote down was, it's so much.
I mean, they catch your attention with it. I won't lie.
I have to say, when I was listening, I was like, I'm surprised that this is the song that they put as the opener to the album.
It's all Joe, I think.
It sounds like all Joe.
Which, first of all, I'm a big fan. It's got 5 million plays on Spotify. I'm a big fan of Joe. Don't like Nick. I cannot stand Nick's voice. I never liked Nick. So hot take.
I was more of a Nick girl, but it's fine. As an outsider.
I see here on the merch real quick that you can buy. You know how they did a Broadway residency for like a week.
Oh, they've got a.
You can buy a playbill. Yeah. Anyways.
Anyway.
It's something that I noticed like with with this one and Shelf is like we've learned a lot about Joe. I can see where his heart is. He's after the flirty women.
I like Shelf, I will say. I enjoyed it.
That one it still gets in my head occasionally.
I did not enjoy BB Good. The
No.
part where he shouts, "I want to kiss you."
I was like, ah!
I was so shocked. I was like, did I just hear what I thought I heard?
Here, let me play the. I cut down this clip I cut a couple of seconds out of it, so it's gonna sound weird. But let's listen to it. Hold on, I gotta turn it up just a little bit so it's not super quiet for you.
Girl, you gotta be good. I don't want to hurt you. I want to kiss you.
And there's just something about him saying, "You gotta be good." I'm like, I don't want to.
Yeah. There's another line later on that we'll get to and talk about, but there's some like weird old Jonas Brothers like purity ring kind of stuff.
Yes. Okay, I have a note about that. I think I wrote it for my note with Shelf. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, I'm like, I can see the purity ring stuff.
Yeah, there's some weird. It's like, and I'm like, how old were they in 2008?
I know Nick was 16, and I think they're a couple of years apart. So.
Okay, so they were, like late teens, probably.
Early 20s, maybe.
it just is very, I don't know. Anyway, so BB Good, it just gave me some weird vibes with the
Yeah.
you be good, I'll be good.
I don't
don't
like the title. Like, what did they? I don't know. It just I can't imagine myself ever being like, guys, let's listen to BB Good by the Jonas Brothers. Like, I just don't want to say that out loud. I don't know. Just the whole song just makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. Was there anything like production wise musically that you were feeling good about that song? I feel like the guitars on this album.
Yep, Kevin
are great.
shreds. I'm assuming
Love
that's
the
Kevin.
guitars on
I
this
really don't know
album.
what Kevin does in this band. I have a point about that at the end. It's the one thing my first thought when I turned this song on was, okay, I think Joe just needs to be in a punk band, or at least a pop punk band. Or like, no, not that. Like a classic, he's got that classic rock, like, yeah! You know?
He kind of does sound like he wants to go there, and Nick sounds a little more like he wants to go the like pop punk route.
Yeah. So that was my only real thought. You had mentioned the outro. I don't remember the outro. What's weird about it? If you remember.
Outro?
You said the outro was weird to you, but maybe you meant intro. I don't know.
I don't remember now. I did write a note about the outro, but I can't remember what was weird about it. I think I just got overshadowed by the "I Want to Kiss You."
All right. Well, that's that one. So next is Burning Up. I don't know if there's much to say about Burning Up.
Other than it's wonderful.
It's obviously the most played on this album with 200 million plays. But yeah, it's a good song.
Best song on this album. Probably my favorite Jonas Brothers song.
Yeah. I like the drums a lot. I don't know. Like, there's nothing really specific to say about the drumming. I just really like I just like the rhythm of this song. Like, it sounds good. It sounds like you could like dance but also rock out. I don't know. It's a good pop song, which I'm not surprised.
It's kind of like, I asked myself listening to it, do I love this because of the nostalgia? And then I asked myself, does it matter? I still really like it. It's fun to listen to. Like we said earlier, like if it comes on, I'm not gonna skip it.
Exactly.
And you have to do the rap.
Exactly.
You should talk about the rap. I know you love that rap.
I don't know if I'd say I'd like it. I just like at the end when he goes, burning up.
That's my favorite part.
It's the best part.
Okay.
All right, so the next one is Shelf. And like you said, you really like this one. I really liked it too. Like I said, it gets stuck in my head even today.
Put Shelf first instead of BB Good. They should have buried BB Good in this album.
Yeah, put it towards the end.
Exactly.
My one complaint about Shelf, and I think this is just me nitpicking about it, but when the final choruses, when they have the like group vocals in the background, and the group vocals aren't singing the chorus, they're just going na 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 na. Like, why? Sing the chorus.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know. That just bugged me. But yeah, I don't know. It's another mostly Joe song, so I can't complain. I like it. Joe likes those flirts. Take off the Oh, that's where my purity ring comment came in. Let's see. Okay, so I said maybe the purity ring should come off if you want the girls to stick around.
It's just so weird that was a thing, you know?
Uh-huh.
And the way that their songs sound, it's like they didn't want to play. I don't know. I can't decide if they wanted to or didn't want to play into that image.
I think my vibe that I got was that Joe kind of was over it. Like, to me, the songs with Joe in them kind of give me that like young 20s vibe. I don't know, like he's like, oh, I want to flirt and I want to kiss and I don't know,
I want to kiss.
I want to kiss. It is time for kissing.
I'm in my 20s now. I'm allowed to kiss.
But like, he wants to like kind of like his stuff kind of gives me a more flirtatious, fun vibe. But Nick's stuff like it screams young boy to me.
Oh yeah. I can get that. Now that you're saying it, it kind of like different songs kind of do have different. I mean, like if he's 16 and Joe and Kevin are older, like they're all in very different places in life.
And I think Kevin was like about to get married around this time.
Oh wow. In 2008?
I think he got married in like 09. I could be wrong.
Oh my gosh. I didn't know that.
Cause no one liked him, and everyone was like so surprised when he got married. It was all over
Yeah,
the,
he
the
did.
tabloids, in the Kroger checkout
Oh,
aisles.
09.
But I don't know. I think Love Bug really kind of like shows like Nick's. I hesitate to call it purity.
Are we
But
skipping over One Man Show?
well, I'll come back to that. I just think it just flows better talking about like Nick's boyishness.
Oh yeah.
Talking about Love Bug, because like that sounds like teenage love to me. That sounds like
Well, I agree because I'm looking at the Genius lyrics to remind myself what the lyrics are. Because I have a note about Love Bug I need to get to, but it says that he wrote this about Miley Cyrus because he had a crush on her.
And to think Seven Things is about him, which is more of a bop than Love Bug. I'll say that.
Yeah.
But like,
But go ahead.
it just sounds like he is an awkward, quiet, nerdy boy in love. It hits
Because
that
the
vibe.
lyrics are about like, you're beautiful, you don't even try. Called you for the first time yesterday.
Something about
You know, all
kissing
that-
for the first time or whatever.
I kissed you for the first time yesterday. Everything I wish that it would be.
It's cute. It's cute. That's what it is.
It is cute. So I think you're right. There is totally different vibe between each boy. Joe bro.
Yeah, Joe's the slut, Nick's the innocent, pure one.
And Kevin is
Kevin's just there.
playing that guitar. He's shredding that guitar.
But
Which, at this point, he might be my favorite Jonas Brother, just for that.
yeah, I think so. I think that I like that he's in the spotlight, but also manages to kind of stay out of it. Which
And if he is the one playing the guitars on those songs, like he does great.
exactly. But then I also kind of wonder what's it like to be Kevin, where your brothers are like singing and they're good at it, and like you can't sing or your voice isn't strong enough to be on an album. Like, what's that like? What did he go through?
I mean, yeah, that's a good point. We'll probably never know.
I think that I read somewhere that he does like to be kind of out of the spotlight. He loved the time that that the Jonas Brothers weren't doing anything because he could spend time with his family. And I was like, "Oh, Kevin, you sweetheart."
It does seem like a Family Guy, you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, I had another thought. Oh, Love Bug definitely makes me think of Demi's Don't Forget. It's literally like the same song, not the same song, but quiet, sad, well not sad, but just quiet and like it's building up to something big and then big giant like rock finish.
It does have the same structure. I didn't think about that.
It sure does. But can we real quick, well, say your note first, I guess.
Oh, if we're gonna finish up with Love Bug, I have a couple of things about it actually.
Yes. Say them.
So it has probably my least favorite lyric on the whole album.
Ooh.
Saying a lot. Because there are some wacky
You mean
lyrics
Joe
on this
saying
album.
I want to kiss you is not your least favorite?
It is, I thought it was, and then I heard modesty is just so hard to find.
Yes! Okay, yes! I hate it. I was like, okay, Nick.
He says, you're beautiful, but you don't even try. Modesty is just so hard to find. I was like, oh.
And let's be honest, Miley probably wouldn't want to be modest if she didn't have to be.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not her image. And, like, just a weird thing to say. that was the thing that was very purity ringing about
Yep.
this for me.
Yep. That definitely
And
stuck out
very
to me.
very weird. I will say though, what I did like about I liked two things about this song. One was the harmonies. I kind of enjoyed them. And I really liked the bubbly sounds that were in it.
Mhm.
The things I didn't like were honestly it's just so hard to find, and I couldn't decide if I liked the spoken parts, like the intro and
Well,
the outro.
okay, so when I was trying to find a clip of the intro and the outro to be like, what the hell is going on here? It seems like all the YouTube videos I found of it, that stuff's cut out. I had to search specifically for Lovebug spoken parts lyrics to find it.
Interesting.
And so I wonder if like, cuz I'm pretty sure this was a single. I could be wrong, but I wonder if there was like a single/radio version if they cut that stuff out, which makes sense cuz like why is it there? What is going on?
You can't really tell what they're saying. And it
Okay,
doesn't-
well the lyric video that I watched, it said it was like, "Hey Ming, what's going on? You said there'd be chicks there." And then like Joe and Nick
Oh, I
walk
found
in.
it. They're bringing pizza. They're also gonna have Diet Coke. Hey guys. Hey man. Joe's not a girl. And I thought, what?
But then at the end it's like, "I lost my pencil."
Well, in the middle he says, dude, I don't know, I'm eating. And then it says diabetes. And
What?
no way, John Taylor? No way.
No way.
Unbelievable.
Who's John Taylor? I'm gonna Google it. I wonder if Google.
And then it says, everybody, thank you. Okay, thanks for the pizza. I'll see you next year, man. Get off that cake.
Yeah, get off
Hey,
that cake.
Don't forget to turn the generator off. I dropped my pencil.
I dropped my pencil.
Why is that in the song?
John Taylor is an American musician, not to be confused with the bassist of Duran Duran, who shares the same name. He is best known as the lead guitarist and musical director for the Jonas Brothers.
Oh, so that's why they were referencing him.
But why would they only see him once a year?
I mean, why would someone think that Joe is a girl?
Well, I guess my hypothesis on what this is referring to is they're in the studio
Sure.
and maybe they just
It sounds like they're pretending to make up that studio chatter that some
Yeah.
people put in songs.
Yeah. And I'm pretty
Like,
sure
it's-
I'm pretty sure that's Kevin who's going, "I dropped my pencil."
I like how you do it. I don't have a lot of notes about a lot of other songs. I do want to talk about Video Girl.
That
There
made
are
me
other
think of
songs that-
porn. I just want to put that out
Yeah.
there.
I was like, isn't that another word for cam girl? Or that's what it makes me think of. Which I'm like, that doesn't really line up with your purity ring image here.
Well, notice who sings on the song for the most part.
It's true.
I have a couple more notes for some other songs while I try to get Vegas to load. Oh,
Wait a second.
what?
I pulled up Video Girl on Genius, and it says the song was number 49 on Rolling Stone's list of the 100 best songs of 2008.
Why?
I don't know, because I really did not like this song very much.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. It's one of the better songs off the back half of this album.
Yeah, the back half kind of gets, like, bad, but just, like, they kind of all start to sound similar, and it kind of just fades out for me.
I will say my one last thing about Lovebug before I hopefully get these clips to pull up
Oh, yeah.
is did you know? Well, do you remember it was in Night at the Museum 2?
No?
Yes,
It's like, where have I heard this before? That must be where I heard it before.
it's when they're little like oh, this is gonna be so wrong. I haven't seen Night at the Museum 2 in like years. Well, no, that's not true. I watched it like last year because it was on TV. But I don't remember. They're like little cupids, and I think if I remember correctly, they're like trying to like get Amelia Earhart and Night at the Museum guy to fall in love. And
According
so,
to RepublicWorld.com, Nick Jonas and his brothers were in Night at the Museum too. Did you know? There's a picture of the little angels.
yeah, I think, like I said, I think like it's like they show up at like one of the big fights or whatever, and like they're trying to get them to fall in love or something. I don't know. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. Also, Amy Adams was Amelia Earhart. I did not know that.
Oh, and apparently she hated wearing pants. The skin tight pants that she wore.
I
According
hate.
to RepublicWorld.com.
Anyways, I do have a couple more thoughts on the rest of the album.
Okay.
On the song Tonight, one of the first lines is like throwing punchlines once again or something. I've never heard that before. That sounds not right.
Throwing punchlines, no one wins. What does that mean?
I know, like that's not what a punchline is.
I'll give a kiss and say goodbye. Give a kiss and goodbye.
I just thought that was weird, and I was like, what even is that? So, and then the song "Can't Have You." That's another one of the songs I like on that album. That one still gets stuck in my head. Just the beginning though.
Which part?
The you warned me that you were gonna leave or whatever.
Mm.
And then the chorus, it's a little earworm.
It is very like, I think I wrote for that one, like, oh, this is so emo.
It is very emo. Rebecca's emo roots were laid in that one song.
I mean, it's so emo and I love it.
It's so melodramatic. That and the last song felt a little disrespectful, honestly.
Last song?
Let's see.
Infatuation?
No. What? I don't think I've heard Infatuation.
Yeah, I don't remember this.
No,
a little bit
longer. He's like, I don't remember the words, so I don't have the lyrics pulled up in front of me. But it sounds like he's like, I'm dying and I wish I had more time with you. And I'm like, you can't be singing about that.
Oh yeah, doctor said I had a little bit longer and I'll be fine. What?
Wait, yeah, okay, wait, what? Man, I have a
Got
little
the
bit
news
longer,
today.
but I'll be fine.
Doctor said I had to stay a little bit longer and I'll be fine.
Oh, I see.
So the chorus is, you don't know what you got till it's gone, and you don't know what it's like to feel so low. Is he talking about his diabetes?
You know what? That's probably it. And I probably sound like a major asshole saying, you can't sing about that. But I thought I misheard that first line when I re-listened to this. So that's why I was kind of like, well, that just seems rude.
Yeah, I think this is a song about his diabetes.
You're right. So I take back what I said. Never mind, Nick. Do you you sing about diabetes all you want? But do you remember?
You're so loud.
Do you remember that little mini series that they had on Disney Channel about the Jonas Brothers, like when they were going on tour and stuff? And it was like they would show like tour life and what's it like to be a teenager on the road, and how Nick has to go to school while Joe and Kevin get to goof off and stuff. Did you ever watch
I
that?
remember that part specifically. I remember. I feel like they showed like a clip of him like doing his homework or something on the bus.
Man, could you imagine being like a rock star at 16 having to do your homework?
I would hate that. I feel like I don't have to do homework.
Yeah, I wrote BB Good.
Okay, but on note on the writing though, is I thought that I was like, well, these guys, the Disney made them a band or whatever. Like, there's no way that they're writing their own, but they wrote all of these songs.
Oh, I didn't know that. I figured Disney would have someone helping them.
According to Genius, like it looks like there weren't a lot of other writers on these songs, which there could be that just Genius didn't list all of the writers. I could look this up.
But usually they do because they have to do it.
Well, then, yeah, it's just them. I'm like, they've got, producers and all that kind of stuff. But, like, they don't have other writers, so I'm really surprised by that and like kind of impressed.
I am impressed, and I'm impressed because I know I could not do this. I couldn't do it. I don't have the skill to write songs, but I thought the writing was not that great in the long run. Like I say that as someone who does not have that skill, and so who probably should keep their mouth shut. But I just thought the lyrics were vague. They were kind of weird. Really, it's the vagueness, and then just some of it just didn't make sense to me. Like throwing punchlines. What? I don't. That's an expression. If that's an expression, nobody uses it, and I've just not heard it, and it's just weird. But I
That
don't.
I mean, yes, I will give you like they are like vague and like some of the lyrics are just weird lyrics. Like we talked about a little bit.
I want to kiss
But,
you.
like, okay, Wikipedia says they were 15, 18, and 20. So, you know, and they wrote them all by themselves. I'm kind of impressed by that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even
Yeah.
though,
I think now that
like,
I know that fact, I lean more towards being impressed. But and if Disney had writers helping them, I'd be like,
yeah,
you could
if
do
they had
better.
writers on some of these songs, I'd be like, but they wrote them all by themselves, and I think that's cool. Like, good for them, honestly. Because one thing I know about other artists like this and other bands, like One Direction, they put those guys together, and they didn't write hardly any of their stuff, and it shows in their solo careers now that
Yep.
a lot of them don't know how to make their own music. But
Yep.
so
Harry
It's for
Styles
the
is too busy
Jogos.
singing about watermelon sugar.
well, I think he writes this song. I think he's one of the ones who can write his songs and get away with
Oh,
it.
I only know about his solo career. I don't know anybody else's.
That's exactly.
But another thing I'd say. Oh, I had a thought, and I'm afraid it's gonna. Oh, I think it left my brain. But okay, so back half of the album, not as strong, if you could call it that,
Right.
given the first half. Um, do you have a favorite? I know we kind of talked about it, but do you have a favorite?
Yes.
Let's wait.
Um.
Let's take Burnin' Up out because I think that'd be anybody's
Oh.
favorite.
Man. Okay. I liked Shell.
Yeah. I think for me, Can't Have You is probably my favorite because that one still gets stuck in my head.
But Burnin' Up is the best song.
Oh yeah, it shows. Burnin' Up is by far the best song. Love Bug is, in my opinion, one of the worst.
Which song would you cut from this album?
Sorry, because I don't remember anything about that song. I was like, what is that one about? I don't remember listening to it.
Cut Video Girl. Even
Yeah.
though it's on, you know, Rolling Stone's top 100 for the year, I don't like it.
It's in the top 50.
Yeah, it makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't like songs, and this goes for both genders, of where it's like, I'm superior and you're just a loser because you're doing something that I don't approve of.
Yeah, this one kind of like, it's another one of those like purity ring songs.
Right.
this album.
Right. Okay, yeah. That really helps me put it into words. I'm bad with my words, so yeah, it's definitely gives me that vibe of like we're better than you because we're not giving into temptation and we're wearing our little rings.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be victim to you. Okay, the number one song of 2008 according to Rolling Stone was "Single Ladies."
Oh, okay, that makes sense. I like Single Ladies.
It's good, and that song has endured, so I guess they were right.
Yeah, nobody talks about Video Girl anymore except us.
Exactly. Okay, let me ask you another question then.
Okay.
So, do you have a favorite lyric on this album?
Yeah, burning up. Actually, no. I think
that is the best lyric.
It's
not "Come on, boys, bring the chorus around."
No, actually, okay. My favorite is and it's not necessarily because it's, anything important. I just love Nick's delivery of red dress.
Yeah, that is you can't get away from that. I love it.
Red dress.
um, yeah, favorite lyric. I don't know. I just was really uncomfortable with Video Girl. I keep coming back to that. It keeps coming in my head. Like, gee, did you hear I dated a Jonas brother?
Yeah, I forgot about that part. Oh
I
my
was like,
god.
what am I listening to?
Oh my god.
Oh,
That's another thing I hate when people do when they're like, "I'm so cool. You wish you could be with me, but you're not, and I'm gonna
because
call you out like a little. I'm gonna call you out of like the whore you are or whatever." And I'm just like, "Stop."
I'm sure that the point of that song is to be like, these are people who are just dating us for the fame and not
Right.
because they actually like us.
Right.
But it definitely has like a
A holier
flashing.
than thou kind of feel.
Yes, a holier than thou feel. Yes. Okay. Anyway, we gotta move on from that.
Do you
I
do you have a solo project? Which one do you prefer, Nick or Joe?
didn't really get into Nick's music. Like, I didn't really like. What was the one song he did? The Chains
Jealous.
song?
Oh,
Oh, wait, is that the one that has chains in it?
I don't know. No, I think that's a different one. Let me. I'm pulling him up. Blah, blah, blah. I'm pulling him up on Spotify.
I think the only song that I have listened to often is Cake by the Ocean. Even that song, I'm kind of like,
That's DNCE. There is a song called Chains, and there is Jealous. So I guess they're two different songs.
okay. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of either of those. And I wasn't a huge fan of DNCE. So I don't know who I would. I guess I've listened to DNCE more than Nick. So I guess I have to go with Joe.
I'm biased. I will always. I don't like. I just don't like Nick's voice that much. I don't like his
Fair enough.
hair.
I love his hair. I like his high notes.
Which
I love
Jonas
his
brother
hair.
has the best hair?
Is it 2008 again? Okay. Did you have a favorite moment on this album musically?
I'd say I like the drumming overall. I thought that the drum sound is very good. Like I said, it's a very produced sound, but it's very polished, very clean. So
Yeah, and I liked that about it a lot.
And
so
I liked
I like that you brought that up.
I liked some of the like different types, different feels they throw in. Like I said, really like the drumming and Burn It Up. There's this one part where it sounds simple. It's just they're doing like 16th notes on a hi-hat and the snare, but I'm just like it sounds good. They're adding flair to it and I like it. So definitely the drums.
Yeah, drums. I was really into the guitarist on this, and like you said, it's produced well. It sounds clean. Sounds like someone put a lot of care into making it sound good. And
Thanks,
I
John
loved
John Taylor.
Thanks, John Taylor. Love. See you next year. I did love the double pops. I'm gonna come back to those on Love Bug.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun.
Yeah. I do like I will say I do like the like musical build up into the full band in Love Bug. I love Don't Forget by Demi Lovato, so I'm a sucker for throwing the band in for that final chorus. My Immortal, they did a full band version, and the band just comes in on the final chorus, and I really prefer that version over the original version. Which, fun fact
I
about
should listen to that.
Evanescence, Amy Lee felt very rushed through that album, and she doesn't like it, and they redid it
Huh.
a few years ago. So
We should listen to that album.
we
for
should.
one
It's
of
so dark.
We should. Okay, well, I'm gonna write that on our list. Okay. What? Okay. So we talked through probably the rest of these questions already. So
Yeah.
let's give this album a grade.
C.
Give it a C.
I give it a C.
I was gonna be generous and give it a B or a B minus.
Well, maybe I'm a little too harsh, but I don't know. I just find it average at best.
I'm gonna give it a B minus.
Do it. You do it, girl.
Thank you. I will. A solid D- from me. You heard it. You heard it here, Nick and Joe and Kevin.
Yeah, how could you forget
Improve
about
on your next album?
how could you forget about Kevin? Their next album, I never bought it, but they broke up shortly after, and I don't remember anything about their third album or fourth album.
It's Lines, Vines, and Trying Times.
I just remember thinking, I can't tell which one's which because they all look the same.
They kind of do on this album cover. And then after that, they have an album from their show, Jonas LA,
Which was
sometimes
stupid.
I forget happened.
I like the original Jonas. I remember I found the episodes on YouTube and watched them on my Mimi's computer, and for some reason, their screen, Hannah, was like a thick royal blue. I could not fix it. So I watched the whole first season of Jonas on YouTube with a thick royal blue color hue.
Why?
I wanted to watch it.
And this was like post 2010, Beck. This is like, or it was like 2010. Like that was like middle school.
No, the first season of Jonas I think came out in 2010. No, it must have come out in 2009 because Jonas LA came out in 2010 right here.
And then they didn't put another album out until Happiness Begins in 2019.
That's right.
Which has Sucker on it, which I do like Sucker. I didn't really like Cool.
Sucker was fine.
I enjoyed
and then they
Sucker,
just
it
came
was
out
fun.
with the album.
Which I haven't listened to at all.
I have not listened
I've
to, but
listened to the Waffle House song.
I don't like that Waffle House song because we listened to it together, remember?
We did. It was fine.
It was
I
alright.
didn't have strong feelings about it.
I heard it on the radio and it sounded even worse, so.
Yeah, it was more fun listening to it on Spotify. Okay. Anyway.
Okay, we're going off.
We can't trash the Jonas Brothers. It's not the point of this podcast. I enjoyed listening to this album. I probably will not listen to it again.
It is a nice trip down memory lane, but like you said, I will not listen to it again. So.
But I will listen to Burnin' Up.
Yes, Burnin' Up, Burnin' Up.
Come on, boys, bring the chorus around.
Oh, God. Okay, next up is another album that is very near and dear to my heart, and I actually have the complete opposite feelings for it than I did with the Jonas Brothers, but it's Boys Like Girls' self-titled album, Boys Like Girls, and they changed their name. Now they're screaming at me every time I pull them up on YouTube or Spotify.
Did they used to? It used to be lowercase.
It all used to just be normal font, like the first letter's uppercase, but after that it was normal. So.
Okay, well, so tell me about this album. Tell me about both. Because here's the thing, I had heard of Boys Like Girls before you told me you liked them, and so you knew this out. You told me to listen to this album, and that was partly because they have I don't know how much it was because they have a song with Taylor Swift.
Oh yeah, that song is a good one though. That is a bop.
Yes, and it's a good song. And actually, it's their second most streamed song on Spotify. Their first is The Great Escape, which is on this album, but 2 is better than 1. Pretty good song. And so I knew about Boys Like Girls, but I hadn't really listened to them other than 2 is better than 1. And even that song, probably one of the lesser known Taylor collabs.
Well, back in the days when Taylor wasn't on Spotify, it's probably all you had.
It was one of them. So yeah, so even that, it was like, didn't listen to it as much. So tell me about this band a little bit, and also like tell me about them for you. Like, why did you love them?
So Boys Like Girls themselves have kind of had a crazy career. This album came out in 2006. I did not discover it in 2006. I was just a wee little 7-year-old listening to the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory theme or soundtrack.
we should listen to that album.
So I guess technically that's one of my first albums I had. I forgot I got that CD for Valentine's Day. Anyways, I think their biggest album is Love Drunk, which came out in 2009. And that album's
Taylor.
Yeah, and I think The Great Escape is their biggest song, but I think Love Drunk is kind of up there. They were pop punk. The first album's very pop punk, maybe leaning towards more pop than punk, but still good. A banger. Second album was okay, kind of still leaning back more into that pop sound. I remember reading an interview where the lead singer kind of doesn't like that album. Then their third album, which I've never listened to, Crazy World, is pop country.
Really?
So never
That's so interesting that they went that direction.
uh-huh. So I've never listened to it. Well, besides like the iTunes previews from back in the day, and I was just like, this is not for me.
Okay, I feel like in a future podcast we should listen to that album. just
Sure.
to give our review.
And then they went on hiatus for about 10, 11 years. And their lead singer, see, I wish my shared screen was working for you, but their lead singer went and formed The Night Game. And it's been on our blend a couple of times. Do you think about us? Do you remember that song?
Oh, do you think about us?
Yeah, that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I like that
him.
song. No way.
That's him. He gets real, he loses the nasally part of his singing, but that's him.
Post pop country career.
Yeah, post pop country, he went and did like a new wave type album, which it's good. It kind of blends together a little bit, bleeds together, but it's fine. So, anyways, this album, I discovered it. I discovered one of the songs, "On Top of the World," in Major League Baseball 2K9, the video game. So that's kind of
Okay.
fun.
That is fun. It's a fun way to discover
It
music.
is. It's sports video games, man. That and Guitar Hero. That was like the gateway of music for me, like into music. So
And meanwhile, all of the music that I liked in that era was from Just Dance and Cookie Superstar on the Wii. So I got the pop side of all of it, and you got
yeah, so okay, so I heard that song, and then I think my brother bought this album on iTunes because I remember I had a phase. I think I told you about this once, where I'd get on iTunes and I'd play like the first 5 seconds of a song and just throw it into my library if I liked it. And so that's kind of how I discovered this album. Me and my mom were doing that, which is kind of funny because for one of the songs, "Me, You, and My Medication," no, not that one. Where is it? "Heels Overhead." The first line is, oh shoot, hold on, I gotta pull it up because I don't remember.
I got
It's-
your runaway smile in my piggy bank, baby.
Yeah.
Gonna cash it right in for a new Mercedes. I like that line.
So my mom played that first bit, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll add it. But if she had just played it a little bit more, it'd be like, you were always leaving your shit around. She would have been like,
Yep.
you can't have that. That says shit. She would not have let me listen to it.
So good thing you only got a snippet of it.
Yep. So this album, I mean, it's a pretty important album. It's one that I constantly go back to. I love this album, top to bottom, no skips. It
No
is a 10 out of 10 album for me. It's so good.
Okay, I have a question though.
Okay.
I noticed that some of these songs have like Tom Lord Algie ouch mix radio mix.
Right.
You know, why are some of those not just the song?
I don't know, because this is that album is the one that I had, so I never had the original mixes, which I've heard them. They don't sound that different. They sound
It has a different. Oh, interesting. On Spotify, there's a button to click. You can find on the bottom there, and in August 2007, it has the original music mixes, and then the one that I listened to is from January 1st, 2006.
Right. And I think
That doesn't make any sense.
that doesn't make any sense. I think the original mixes, I listened to them once. I mean, they sound like an original mix. They sound a little less like polished and overproduced. The Lord Alge, whatever mixes, they sound a little more poppy.
Oh, interesting. So maybe they 2006, the radio, maybe it was not the time for pop punk. It was more pop on the radio. Maybe they mixed it for that.
Yeah, and I mean, some of these songs I would have never expected to have, like, the numbers that they do. Like, I would have thought Thunder would be higher up. Thunder only has 3 million songs. Like, every, like, emo
I like
kid,
Thunder.
every emo kid from like Juan's time, knows Thunder.
I liked Thunder when we listened to it. Okay, let's go through this album.
Yes.
I will say, I listened to The Great Escape and I thought, there's no way I haven't heard this before. It sounds so familiar. I just can't place where I've heard it
It is
before.
played at every Christian college event I've ever been to.
Maybe that's where I heard it before.
And it blows me away every time I hear it. I'm like, what?
You're like, do you know what this song is?
But
Yeah.
fun fact about The Great Escape is the little like intro to it.
Mhm.
Again, I wish I could share my screen so I could like show you this so you could hear it. But that intro is played at the very end of Holiday. When it fades out, it fades back into the Great Escape intro.
That's really cool because I actually wrote a note. I said I really like the outro to Holiday.
I never noticed it until like 3 years ago.
And if I play it on loop,
It should
to-
blend back in. I mean,
That's really cool.
obviously, it's probably not going to like be a perfect like fade in, but it's literally the exact same thing.
really great. I like when they do that because it's like I like to listen to an album.
It
You know,
yeah,
I
it
love
ties
to-
it together.
I love to listen to one all the way through and eat it, and I think that's really cool when songs are tied together like that.
Yeah, it like brings it full circle in my opinion. So that's one recent little tidbit that I learned that I love even more about this album.
I think that The Great Escape probably has my favorite vocals
Yeah, they're good.
in the chorus. They sound really good.
It's powerful.
Mm-hmm. This song's like I really like this song. I think it sounds really good.
It is a great opener.
It is a good like. See what Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, Joe,
Don't
take
worry.
notes.
Don't start with the DP good. Okay, but we can say there are some similarities, in the style of music between.
Oh yeah, it's
Jonas
pop
Brothers.
punk, but with a more like leaning more towards pop. Lyrically, it's very youthful sounding.
And like they have some on this album, of course, like Girls Album, they have some really angsty lyrics.
They sure do. Learning to Fall is the angstiest song, like most teenage angst song that I've. Well, it's the most angsty on this album, but there are some close contenders: Broken Man, Holiday,
Ugh.
up
Yeah,
against
there's
all of them really are angsty, but Learning to Fall, in my opinion, is the most angsty one.
There's some really angsty songs on this album, and like our lyrics, and it just is. Like I like all the lyrics. I'm like, on the one hand, they're kind of cheesy and angsty, and on the other hand, I really enjoy them.
Oh yeah,
I'm like, this is something I would have written in my notebook when I was,
Yep.
in high school.
Why
or
do you think I
middle
loved it so
school.
much in middle school? It hits home.
It's home. Throw it away. Forget yesterday.
We'll scream loud at the top of our lungs, and they'll think it's just 'cause we're young, but we're so alive.
Exactly. It's like, okay, yeah, I would have written that down.
Yeah. I try to think what I would say is the most angsty song. I think Broken Man's probably the most angsty.
This is what I wrote in my notes. It's a good thing high school me didn't hear Broken Man. I would have been too much about Broken Man.
Dude, oh my god, 4th, 5th grade me, when I'd be mad at my parents, turn this shit on.
This is making me realize that I need to write down. We need to listen to. Because it made me think of, there's this Taylor Swift song on her debut album called Tied Together with a Smile. This song is not at all like Tied Together with a Smile, I will say that. But the lyrics, like when I was mad at my parents and I was 14, I was so angsty. I would sit in my room and listen to that song.
We just need to do songs we listened to when we were mad teenagers.
And like this would have been another one of those.
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
If I had heard it.
I need to start to be myself because I'm sick of everybody else.
Yes, That's what I would have written that in my notebook. I would have
Would
on
have
my
written that on my arm
binders.
with like a Sharpie.
Yes, I would have. In class, my mom would be like, "Stop writing in your hand." I'd be like, "You don't understand me, Mom. I won't let you bring me down. It's here and now. I'm breaking out."
But Learning to Fall is also so angsty, and it gets like, it just starts going right off the bat. Today's the day, the worst day of my life. You sulk until it hurts me. I don't know why. The cost of misery is at an all-time high. I keep it hidden, close to the surface inside.
Yeah,
I'm learning to fall. I can't hardly breathe. When I'm going down, don't worry about me. Don't try this at home. Pretend you don't see. I don't want to know that you know. It should have been me.
it's I think if I was gonna skip a song on this album, it probably would be Learn.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I definitely this is
It
one I
didn't.
skip. But I usually, if I'm gonna go in with the intent of listening to this album, I won't skip it. But if it comes up on like a shuffle, goodbye.
Yeah.
One other like
Okay.
kind of fun lyric thing, real quick, is the song "Holiday." When I was a kid, I would just like sing what I heard, and usually it was not right. I just make up words, like words that aren't even real because I couldn't tell like what they were saying. Um, and so let's see, where is it? Here we go. Uh, it's verse 2 of Holiday. This is what the lyric says, and I'll tell you what I always heard slash sang. My father, he was always wise as an elephant's eyes. I said. I always heard my father, he was always wide as an elephant's ass.
That doesn't even rhyme.
That's just what I heard, and I was just like, singing along, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense, but oh well.
Oh, Rebecca. Oh, Rebecca. That's so funny. Okay, let's go through this album a little bit more. We've talked about some things.
Yeah, we kind of, it's not very coherent.
I have a few notes
Okay.
on some songs. So I really liked Heroine. I can't say that word.
Heroin. Like the drug.
Not the drug.
It's not spelled that way.
I liked that. I liked the acoustic version of it too.
Oh, I don't. No acoustics for me, please.
I knew you were going to say that when I was listening to it earlier. I was like, Rebecca's going to say she doesn't like the acoustic version, and I'm going to say I liked it a lot.
But that's more your style of music anyways.
It is. That's true. But I like both versions a lot. I feel like I don't know. I just really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what even parts about it. I guess the lyrics. I mean, all the lyrics on all these songs are a little bit cheesy, but I still love them anyway.
Yep.
Like in Us Against the Wall. I love that he says it's better to have loved and lost. I wish I'd never loved at all. I'm like, that's
so
so
angsty,
cheesy,
but I love it.
I love it. Like I would have written that on my arm.
Oh yeah. Yep.
I think a couple of songs that I was less excited about were Dance Hall Drug.
What? That song absolutely slaps. You're wrong.
Okay, the first line, grown up, she just turned 16.
Listen, I always interpreted this song as telling a story about a girl who got taken advantage of. And I don't think it's from the perspective of the lead singer taking advantage of her. I think it's just like a story of like this happens a lot, and especially in the music scene,
Yeah.
In the pop punk scene, especially in this time, underage girls were taken advantage of, and I like that song like kind of brings that to the forefront.
Okay, I can get behind that. I think you're right.
But you don't have to like it.
I just didn't love it though. But I think you're right about that. And the lyrics are not bad. It just wasn't my favorite.
No, that's fair. I like the bass line. I can't really hear it, but like I can hear enough that I'm like, yeah, If I was really good at learning bass by ear, I'd have this song memorized because it just sounds fun.
Good job, Brian Donahue.
Sounds like you're doing a lot of like sliding around down there.
Right. I think Dancehall Drug was probably my cut, but maybe I also would probably skip Learning to Fall, and Me, You, and My Medication was
Oh
also a
man,
skip
I
for
love
me.
Me, You, and My Medication.
I think it was too long.
How long is it? Yeah, 4 minutes. It's the longest song on the album, I think. Oh no, Holiday's the longest song. But I mean, a lot of that is just, well, Holiday kind of gets boring at the end. But yeah, it's long. I don't know. I guess this is an album for me that I would say there's no bad songs on it.
Yeah, of course. Like, that's totally fine. I think I'm coming at this as I've never heard it before either.
Right.
And
This is
it's not a genre I typically listen to. So.
exactly. This is dunked in nostalgia for me. Like,
And,
it's
like,
just dripping with it.
it is a good album. I did enjoy listening to it. I listened to it more than the Jonas Brothers album in preparation.
Yeah, the Jonas Brothers one, you're just like, I have to get this out of the way.
Yeah, I listened to it and I was like, yep. I'm glad I'm done with that. This one I was like, okay, there's a few songs on here I'm gonna come back to.
I thought it was kind of sweet. On Top of the World is about his mom who died.
Hooray! Oh, that's so sad.
But I like that
Okay.
song.
So then, what was your favorite song? Or the best? Because I think mine is probably The Great Escape, but or heroine. Heroine.
Eras.
You're right. Heroine.
I think my favorite. Man, I don't know. The Great Escape is good. 5 Minutes to Midnight has a fun chorus, but I don't think it's
Yeah.
overall my favorite. Thunder's
like
really
Thunder's.
good. Love Thunder. Man, this is
The album is like so.
oh my god. I'm gonna have to. I guess I'll just go with my gut. I'll stick with On Top of the World. I think it's the best one.
Okay, I'm gonna have to come back to that one.
But I think it's again mostly just I've probably heard that one the most. But and it's the most nostalgic for me. It's the first song I heard by them, so you know. If I've heard it once and was like, I gotta buy this album, then
that's a good point.
I must have thought it was pretty good. But I will say it's one I don't really listen to that much going like nowadays because I've listened to it so much as a kid. So I don't know. I'm still gonna pick it as my favorite though.
Okay. What about a song that you would cut if you had to cut? I know you said no skips, top to bottom, love it. If you had to pick one to cut.
I'm stuck between Learning to Fall and Holiday. I think lyrically Holiday's stupid.
Yeah,
like,
probably their most basic.
It's not even like melodramatic. Like, I mean, it is a little melodramatic, but it's not even like I'm sad because she broke up with me. It's I know I'm being a really shitty person right now, and I got to figure myself out. But I don't think I'm gonna change. I'm good with where I'm at. I'm like and then a bunch of it is just whoa, 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 whoa.
All I could think was, I need to take a holiday too.
Same.
I'm on vacation.
I haven't even started my job yet, but I'm ready for a break.
Basically, I probably would cut. No, I'd probably cut Learning to Fall. That was my initial first reaction, but not that it's bad. It just was probably a cut.
It's the most angsty. And that's saying a lot when you have Broken Man that's like right next to it. I just
Broken Man.
I just think it's a little more angsty than Broken Man in that it's I don't know, Broken Man sounds like it's trying to be like edgy and like I'm bad, but I'm sad. But like Learning to Fall is just like she doesn't love me. Why doesn't she love me? Why is she dating that guy? Come back to me. I'm perfect. I'll never be this. I'll never be better. I'm sad forever now.
Tragedy.
I don't like that.
Poor man.
Yeah, I don't like songs that are a little over dramatic about breakups.
That's like every song ever.
I know. Okay, except
Okay,
driver's license. I like driver's license. That's a bop.
which we had to talk about Olivia Rodrigo at some point too. But
We do,
anyway,
yeah.
spoilers. So what is your favorite lyrical moment in the song?
I really like the chorus and the second verse of Dance Hall Drug a lot. I don't know. It's a bop.
Do you have a specific like line in that one?
No, not really. I don't know.
Like the whole thing.
Actually, you know what? I bet I could. Hold on. Let me pull up a song.
I think
You
it's
know
so
what?
cheesy.
I think I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, you're
But
good.
I
You can
really
finish.
like the pre-chorus in On Top of the World. It's cheesy, and it's probably not like the best lyric on here, but it always sticks out to me. And especially knowing that this is about his dead mom, I'm just like, oh. It says, "'Cause all the roads they lead to where you are, and all the streetlights shine like they were stars. That's where you are."
Mm,
So,
I really like that.
and then I also like swear that I will see you someday. I have to find a way to show you I care, even if you're not there. So I'm following the roads to where you are, the streetlights. They will guide me to the stars. That's where you are. Anyways, I like that. That's pretty. It's sweet.
I like that. That is really sweet. It's a good like. It's good a good way to like if I passed away and someone wrote a song about me, and it was
If
that song,
I
I'd be
die
like, yeah.
young.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Um, I think I really liked Heroine, and writing. I'm looking at the lyrics right now, and I don't know that I would be able to pick one that I really enjoy. But I like it's so cheesy, but I like. Do you know that your love is the sweetest sin? I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah, I really do like. Where is it? Uh, Hold on. Do you know your love is the sweetest sin? I'm feeling like a newborn child every time I get a chance to see your smile.
Yes.
I'm like,
I like
oh, that's so sweet.
I yeah, I think it's got this song has probably some of my favorite like all of the verses are really good to me. I really enjoyed it. And okay, this is kind of a weird thing to say. When I was listening to this and I was thinking about how they have, two is better than one with Taylor Swift. I was listening
Uh-huh.
to this and I was thinking about that and I was thinking about her Speak Now on Taylor's version, which is coming out tonight as we record.
Right.
Uh and how it has Haley Williams and Fall Out Boy on it. And I was like, so she was listening to pop punk. She probably was listening to Boys Like Girls. And this song in particular, but some of the other songs, but especially this song, really reminded me of how she writes lyrics too. And that's something I really like about her is her lyric ability. And I really enjoyed this song. So that's probably why I liked it so much, was because it reminded me of, or it just sounded similar, not even reminded me.
I
Just
had
like the lyrics.
yeah, I really like this song. I've heard read a fan theory about that Taylor Swift is dating the lead singer of this band,
Oh, really?
and that her parents didn't like that he was older than her. I don't think he's that much
Oh.
older than her, but I know it's a few years. And supposedly he helped her write a love story, and that it was about their relationship. I don't know how true that is. I just read that somewhere, so. But I thought that was interesting.
Interesting. I don't know.
I figured you, as
Me
the Swifty expert, you would maybe know best.
I was not super familiar with the theory but I could see it. I'd have to look more into it. There's a lot of like early like Taylor like pre 2010. Well, no, pre 2009. Her relationships I'm not as familiar with. And then from then onward I'm a little more familiar with that, but so it could have happened.
Who knows? But I just thought
Okay.
that was interesting.
Do you have a favorite musical moment? I really love the chorus of The Great Escape.
And I talked about how much I loved that Holiday's outro bleeds into the Great Escape's
Yes.
intro.
Okay, yeah, we'll skip that one then.
Skip.
Skip. Do you feel like this album made an impact when it came out?
When it came out, I don't know, but it made an impact on me. So I think that's all that really matters.
And that's all that matters.
I mean, this
agree.
is my childhood, albums. So I still listen to it. I still listen to Boys Like Girls regularly. It's fun because not the other day, this was like a year ago, but like Juan and I just kept jamming out to Love Drunk, and I was like, I didn't think anyone knew this song but me. It's so nice to know other people knew these songs. So it's cool that something that I loved so much as a kid kind of like still pops up today, and it's not as bad as like the Jonas Brothers were to me now.
So I guess we gotta grade this album.
I'll give it an A-.
I was gonna say it's a big B+ for me.
Well, there we
But
go. I will say it's my first thought when I'm like, I want to listen to an album.
It's an album that you go back to.
Yep. So A-.
Well, this has been really fun to talk through these songs, and it was fun for me to like listen to these albums and think about them and think about why you liked them.
Imagining angsty Beck in her room, like punching a pillow, listening to Broken Man.
In her yellow bedroom.
Actually, it was red at the time.
Oh, that's so angsty of you.
But it was like a pink red. Anyways, it was not like a cool red.
Yeah, just imagine baby Beck listening to this. It's really fun. And it was fun to listen to music that I don't typically listen to.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'm most excited about is to not only shove my music down your throat, but to be forced to listen to stuff that I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to, like Taylor.
Yeah, so that's where we're gonna head next.
That's right. Speak Now comes out as of recording in like 3 hours.
Yep. So
Are you gonna stay up? You're a working girl now. You can't stay up.
I'm gonna stay up.
Are you really?
I think I am. Well, because we're in Central Time, so it'll come out at 11.
That's right. That's right.
And I have a hard time falling asleep sometimes before 11 anyway, so I'm probably gonna stay up. I'm pretty excited for this. This is the first album that came to mind when we talked about doing childhood albums, even before I knew the re-release was coming so soon, was Speak Now.
Yeah, that's Rachel's favorite Taylor Swift album, so.
I have some good story about Speak Now that we'll get into when we talk about it, but first you have to listen to it.
I know, and I guess I gotta listen to both.
Yeah, you'll have to listen to both.
No exceptions.
Which is, you gave me 2 albums, I'll give you 2 albums, it's just the same album. Updated.
That's fair. I mean, hey, you could throw in a third one. I don't really care. I like music.
I'll probably have enough to talk about with just
That's true. That's true. I'll have to do a lot of editing with that one.
And yeah, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
All right. Rebecca?
That's not my name. It's Beck. Thanks.
Oh, sorry. Beck? This has been Beck and Han.
That's right.
Thanks for listening.
Next time we'll have Taylor's Speak Now version. Oh, wait, no. Speak Now Taylor's version.
Someone is not a Swiftie.
That's right.
Oh, before we go, I had some note I had to read to you about Boys Like Girls, and I forgot it. Let me see if I can find it. I wrote down, okay, about Heels Over Head. I thought it was really funny that he said, I found your shirt in your drawer and your socks in my drawer. You're always leaving your shit around. And I'm like, what? She's not leaving her shit around. Just anywhere. She put it in the drawer.
That's yeah, Yeah, she knew she was coming back. You don't need to go see her. She's gonna come back. Socks are so delicate. They're
She
delicacies.
put them in the drawer. Like, she didn't just leave everything around.
Also, who's
Anyway.
to say they're not his? It's not his shirt that like he let her wear.
That's a good point. But you said it's a little brown shirt, which I don't really
But you
understand
know
what
how
that
I
means.
like when I talk about things, I'm just like, yeah, that little drop of rain, and it's like a downpour or something. Like it's just an adjective I use.
But then I said I also like the bridge and the breakdown. The rain one's pretty chorus. So I still like the song. I just thought that was kind of a funny line. Anyway. Alright, this has been Beck in Hand.
Finish it, Hannah.
Thanks for listening. We have we'll be back with Speak Now and Speak Now Taylor's version. And I'll have converted Rebecca into a Swiftie.
We'll see. Listen, I like some of her songs. I jam out to Lover on the regular.
Charity owns that one though. So
Sorry. Don't know what you want from me.
so we're not gonna talk about it next week. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, that's all.
All right, I'll catch you next time.
Yeah.
All right,
Probably.
bye. Yeah.
Bye.